I am quite sure that we all can agree that there has been an increase in the attacks on black people since 2020, which also stands for perfect vision. Some people, they claim to have 2020, but you can tell by the things that they do and what they say that they do not have perfect vision. As I said, the attacks on black people have intensified. And when I hear black people say that they are praying for peace and they hope that peace will come, those people, to me, I know that they don't read the Bible. Some people have had the Bible read to them, and they're basing the Bible on what they have heard, but not actually what is written in the Bible. And when I hear people hollering about peace, I know that they have not read the Bible. There will be no peace. For black people, first of all, there will be no peace because we're not doing things that will bring peace, that will bring justice. We're not doing the things that's going to bring that for us. We are not willing to do the things that is going to bring peace. You know, we as black people, we don't have to like each other, but we must learn how to work with each other because our survival depends on it. When I hear the term stand on code, but we as a people, we don't have a code. There is a code, but we as a people, we don't have a code. The code is very simple. Don't do anything that is going to undermine another black person. But we as a people, we just do not have a good plan when it comes to persuading or convincing white people to respect us. If white people respected us, we would have gotten those reparations years ago. If they respected us, we would have had some type of crime bill signed for us years ago. You know, when it comes to these police killings, I see a lot of cops, being charged. What about being sentenced? I don't see a lot of them being sentenced. They get a lot of them being charged with the crimes, but when it comes to them doing the time, cops aren't doing the time. Now, with Amber Geiger, with the little time that she got, they kind of brought a bad look on cops because exactly how it happened. And you would think that the police around this nation would be saying, "Hey man, look, let's be cool. Let's make sure we don't shoot anybody, anything like this, until we're absolutely sure that we have to do it." But it's like they are increasing it. Here it is, Derek Chauvin, just got sentenced. And right after that, you have white cops that are still killing black people. And what are black people doing about it? That's the whole deal. And if black people don't come together on this, we'll never get it done. If some black people try to play it off like, maybe the cops were right or whatever, we'll never get anywhere if we don't stick together. Now, you hear these issues with other race of people, I don't care what side of the party they're on politically, they stick together when it comes to their survival. But when it comes to our survival, We just have people amongst us that will not rather see us survive. Now I'm gonna tell you just one other thing that I haven't noticed with these killings of black men. There are always some big black guy. Never some little skinny, frail, wimpy black person. There's always a big black person, and that is for a reason. As I said, in 2020, you got to have perfect vision for what's going to happen in the up and coming years. There will be, as a matter of fact, that is going on right now as we speak, or as I'm speaking, an increase in the attacks on black people. You know, they keep talking about this police reform. Nope, police reform is not needed. The cops don't need training because time and time again, we see that when white people commit crimes and they get treated a certain type of way when they're being arrested. And when black people have an encounter with cops, we get treated a certain type of way, which usually will end up in death. There's no training needed. It's just that these cops need to actually be punished. They need to go to prison, and it needs to affect them financially. Instead of them being taken care of by the police union, all these other different outlets that they have, to where their money stays intact. And there's no real punishment. Even though the cop may get 10 years, but because the cop, he might do 2 or 4. There's no real punishment. He can go to another state or city and find another job in law enforcement doing the same thing. There is no punishment. That's why these cops continue to do it. That's why they're doing it now. That's why they'll wait until there is a situation where they can, like, there's this gray area they can lie and try to say that they were in fear of their life, when, hey, there was proof that with this situation, your life was not in danger. And it's sad that we cannot depend on our political leaders who we put up in there to speak for us, and they're not speaking for us. And since the internet, black people are speaking out, but now the internet has started silencing black people, taking people's channels down, banning you from Facebook, all these type of things that they want to do to keep you from communicating. That's the whole thing, is to keep black people from communicating. I don't know if it's true or not, but I heard that is how the no loitering law kind of came into place. Because after slavery, that black people didn't have nowhere to go, so black people hung out on the corners talking, getting the information about where to go, what to do, who had jobs, where we can go live, and cops would break it up. Now there's no loitering. And if you notice that when black people gather up, here come the cops trying to break it up. When white people stand around talking, the cops drive by waving. I hear all the time that, when black people get on the internet and say certain things, that the white people in these news outlets, they say that black people are advocating violence. But what other options do black people have if they have prayed on it? They marched about it, protested, boycotted, voted, complained, and it continues to happen. We have to use 2020 and see what is before us, what is actually before us. And we have to realize that our survival as a people is at stake. I love seeing women dance. But I think that right about now that a lot of black women are too obsessed with dancing at this particular point. When they are, hey man, we are in a crisis. And I am not talking about the coronavirus. Too many people are worried about getting back out there and having some fun, mixing and mingling. But you have to have 2020 and see that they're trying to stop all of that. Really, I think that all the madness will start to slow down in 2023. Because when this thing started, they kept saying that this virus might last 2 years. It's only been a year. I'm sticking with the 2. I'm going to stay out the way. But a lot of black people don't know how to stay out the way, and because they want to get out there so bad, hey man, they're losing their lives for it. I know myself that this coronavirus has brought a lot of pressure upon people because things have changed. And a lot of people are getting cranky. But you have to get in control of your emotions. Because I see too many people that are doing things that are getting them sent to prison. You have to realize that the powers that be know exactly how the people are going to react during times like this. We already know that a lot of people are going to lose control. There's going to be a lot of murders. There's going to be a lot of thefts, robberies. We already know this. And so people have to prepare themselves, which I was trying to tell people for the longest. You know, YouTube took down my other channel. And I was telling people for the longest, hey man, you got to prepare for these days because some tough times are coming. Save your money. Learn you some skills. Some skills that actually you can use. In case that, hey man, suppose you don't have no job, what are you going to do? You need to have you some type of skills to generate some money so that you can survive. And also you have to stock up. But people didn't. And now they're panicking. And the pressure of them not knowing what's going to happen in the future is making them react negatively. Hey, but I am begging my people to please, hey man, just sit down. Hey, sit down, take a couple of deep breaths, and just realize, hey man, look, I think that we need to sit down for a couple of years, see what's going to happen, see how this thing is going to play out, stay out the way. But we can't do that, some of us. And hey, when you do that, you are headed for disaster. And when you do that, hey man, follow the light. These situations with the police killings, we have to take things like that seriously. These little laws that they pass, we have to pay attention to these laws because it's us that's going to be affected by it. When they started the Stand Your Ground law, it didn't work for black people. I don't know exactly which state it is, but they have this law to where there's some people out there protesting or whatever, you can run over them. And you can about guess who it is that's going to get ran over. If black people, and this not only goes for black people here in America, this goes for black people worldwide. If we want things to change for us, we have to come up with a different plan, a better plan, because the plan that we've been using, man, it's not working. You know, the bad rap on black people is that we are good orators. We can speak well, but we just ain't gonna do nothing. I hear these guys like Van Jones and hollering about the laws that need to be passed. They have laws already, but the laws are not being enforced. So just because you bring on some new laws, you are bringing on some new laws that they are not going to enforce. From the 60s to the 80s, blacks had made progress. And I had a chance to witness it. I saw what happened. This, what black people are involved in, is a fight. And in a fight, how can you win when you don't fight?